He thoroughly investigated her background, make sure she was pure Aryan descent, which she was. She's blonde hair, blue eyes, perfect Nazi Aryan citizen. He eventually invited her to his house in the Bavarian Alps on vacation. Her dad was like, no, this is not happening. She lived with her parents at the time, but she went anyways, and that's kind of the beginning of where the relationship started. In 1932, Braun, because she was impatient and did not get enough attention from Hitler that she wanted, attempted suicide. She was not successful, and 4 years later, she attempted again in 1936, and after the second attempt, Hitler bought her an apartment in Munich so she could live on her own and funded her living there. Not really sure why, because soon after he invited her to live with him in his Berghof chalet. I don't know, in the Bavarian Alps. I was like, his home. It's really pretty. There, Ava flourished. She was very, very happy there. Wasn't technically his wife, but she took on the role of the housewife and the hostess, and she really enjoyed gymnastics, skiing, and swimming. And it's a very great place, like up in the Alps, to do lots of athletic things. And so she was very active while Hitler was away. And she also enjoyed fashion a lot and actually changed her outfits multiple times a day, because when your boyfriend's the head of a nation, practically, he can afford to buy you all the clothes. And she spent a lot of her days sunbathing, and to make Hitler mad, she would actually sunbathe outside topless because she wanted to make him jealous because he was never actually around, so she was trying to get his attention more. This is the picture of them. So cute. Okay. Okay. While in the Alps, Ava took lots and lots of pictures and home videos. If you Google or YouTube it, you can find pictures that she took, or videos that she took. All the pictures of them together were basically taken by her or her sister or someone that she handed her camera to and said, hey, video this, or take pictures of this. Since Hitler was running the country, he obviously was not around very often, and she was often alone. When Hitler was home and had guests over, he banished her to a room. She was like his secret. He used her as like, when he was working, she wasn't around because he was there to help him relax. Like when he had time off, he was with her because she made him feel relaxed. She was called the girl in the gilded cage by all the staff. His chauffeur said something about, I don't remember. Okay. Braun was called unhappiest woman in Germany. That's what the chauffeur said. Chauffeur said she was the unhappiest woman in Germany because she was constantly waiting for her lover to return, and when he did return, he normally had guests. So, the emotional aspects. There's another picture of Hitler and Braun. This little one. They're eating dinner. I'm sorry, Megan. Braun was, without a doubt, utterly devoted to the man history has seen as an evil incarnate. She obviously didn't see him the way everyone else did and had the same opinions as her lover and her father because of the way she grew up. And Hitler chose her because she was not a woman of authority. She would not challenge him, so he often said that he would never, that's why he loved her, because he could not have someone that would be more powerful than him. He also often said that he would never marry because he was married to Germany and he could never marry a woman when he was married to his country. Braun was content to be the sole woman of Hitler, even though it was very lonely. I think after she got moved to the Alps, she realized that he wasn't going to find anyone else, and so she was content to be the only one. She became so comfortable enough as to scold him when he was late to dinner, but obviously she didn't have much power over him because he was Hitler. And yeah, okay. The tide turns. Braun was very, very confident throughout most of the war. She was very interested in it, and she would get updates frequently about it, and always wanted to know what Hitler was doing. And he called her. He made sure to never go 2 days without calling her. So he called her and kept in contact with her as much as possible when he was not home. She was allowed to attend the Nazi Party convention in Nuremberg, and here she saw the bill get passed that restricted Jews from becoming German citizens. So that was very seldom that she was allowed to actually participate in the political events and be like kind of seen with Hitler. Braun staying very strong and confident throughout the most of the war. Even as the war turned against Germans, Hitler was praising his companion's calm, intelligent, and objective way of being. Braun did not write her will until 1944, when the Red Army reached Warsaw. In the end, when the war was clearly lost, Braun rushed to be with Hitler in Berlin bunker. After 16 years, Hitler married her for her loyalty, which, I mean, I don't even know if he actually, I'm sure he loved her, but he married her because she was loyal to him for 16 years. A day later, on April 30th, 1945, they both committed suicide. Braun poisoned herself, and Hitler also poisoned himself, but then shot himself because he wanted to make sure that it was effective or something, I guess. Their bodies were burned in the garden behind the Reich Chancellery. Oh, there's another picture of Hitler and Ava with some dogs at the Bavarian palace, or his Bavarian home. Okay. There's more pictures of Ava. She's quite pretty. Okay. The legacy. Hitler and Braun's relationship was considered the most successfully guarded secret in Nazi Germany. He did not tell anybody about it. Very little people knew about it. People that lived at home obviously knew about it because she was there and his chauffeur. But besides that, very, very, very few people knew about them. Very little about their relationship can actually be confirmed because Hitler had all of their correspondences destroyed. So most of what we know is by word of mouth, or is that how you say it? Word of mouth? Hearsay. And so none of it can actually be completely confirmed. And if you look it up, there's rumors and all sorts of things. They do have a few journal entries from her, but not very many. And I think that's it. Yep.